enjoyed this film. I enjoyed the opening sequence in particular. Was so quick. The rhythm of the film was incredible.
Lovely.
How did you go about crafting your character and finding that rhythm?
Well, I probably have to say that the rhythm of the opening scene is not so much down to me. It's probably more down to the editing, I think. Because I think there are, for the opening scene, there's the thing in front of the audience, in the bathroom, on the bicycle, and just rehearsing it, I mean, in my living room. And it's Giuseppe, the director, and the editor that have worked their magic with it. Because actually, I think we shot everything that's in the bathroom, living room, and on the bike on the day 1 and 2, and the whole lecture at the end of it on the last day. So I was trying to remember on the last day some of the movements that I did, so we could sort of make it fit. And but the whole pacing and the whole rhythm of that is probably more their doing than mine.
You and Elizabeth have an incredible dynamic and chemistry. How did you go about establishing it?
Well, that is never a given. But I think that was quite lucky because we sort of found a really cool way of working together. We had sort of a connection, and I'm very happy you say that, because that's one of the things that I'm actually really proud of in the film, because that is probably what drew me to the film in the first place. I thought there was this very, very interesting dynamic with these two characters where I was like, when I was reading, I was like, what the fuck is going on with these two? What are they? Who are they? And who's playing who? And to sort of get that balance and that dynamic right I thought was pivotal for the thing to work. And so I'm very happy that you say that, because we needed that for the film, and it was really a pleasure and a joy working with her. I think we managed to sort of find it, yeah.
You hadn't worked together before?
No, I didn't know her before. I met her, I remember we went to Giuseppe's house. I was shooting something else in London at that moment. He lives there. We went to his house for a lunch, me and her and Giuseppe and his boyfriend. And lunch ended up becoming dinner, and we sat there for a very long time. But that was probably really, really good, because then we sort of got to know each other and found a connection somehow, yeah.
As a musician, it must be incredible to act opposite Mick Jagger. He's wonderful in the film.
Yeah.
And again, that sense of rhythm seems to be present. Do you bring those elements together?
Yeah, that perhaps it has got something to do with that. I mean, obviously because it's Mick Jagger, so people ask me this all the time. So what was it like acting with Mick Jagger? So I was like, but I have to say, it's the same as acting with everybody else in a way. Because I mean, if I was there on the day thinking, oh my lord, I'm with Mick Jagger, I would probably not remember my lines or so. But you know, when you start working the scene on the day, you don't really, the person in front of you is the character and not so much who that person is in real life. So it was probably more before I met him. I was like, I might actually faint when he walks in the room, so please sit me down or something. But you know, so acting with him was really, working with him was such a pleasure, because he was just really, he's just really sweet, and he just wants to do a great job. He's very, very humble, very open. But I mean, I have to say exactly the same for Elizabeth and Donald. They were all amazing. And then we are sort of the thing that's keeping this together. So it was a pleasure working with all three of them, I have to say.
Between your performance here and in the square, do you have a new appreciation for art? How do you feel about this?
Oh no, I've always had an immense appreciation for art. I've always been an art fan. I love going to museums, and it turned out that a lot of the work, a lot of the prepping I did for the square, I could actually use some of that here, because that gave me an insight into the art world that was also useful for some of this. So it's sort of, and you know, you could sort of say that this story about this guy is a little bit the continued story of what happened to that guy in the square. he's gotten a little bit more twisted now, but still. Thank you.
Thank you.